What's up, Cavs fans? This is Doug from Ohio Sports Talk, and I am absolutely amped right now. The Cavs come together with a massive win. Jordan's here. He's going to be here in a second. I am super, super excited. What a game from the Cavs. That first half, it starts off a little bit slow, and then Cavs keep it together. We go tied at halftime. Huge. Come back. Take the lead on Boston. They bring it close, and we keep extending the lead. Cavs in the game, winning by 24 points. So here's to you, Cleveland. Here's to you. Way to go, Cavs. Let's get after it. Let's bring in Jordan. Jordan,
let's go!
Fucking go!
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is the answer, baby. This was the answer we were waiting on.
Incredible. I mean, just, Jordan, give me your emotions, because obviously the first half, we go into halftime, we're tied. A couple bounces go our way to end the half for us to be tied. Second half, you and me were texting back and forth. We're a little nervous. How are you feeling, man? Because that was an absolutely incredible effort by the Cavs tonight. Incredible game. Just tell me how you're feeling, dude.
Dude, I feel a little bit like a weight lifted off our shoulders. We steal game 2 in Boston. We're undefeated at home in Cleveland. We're 4-0 in the playoffs at Cleveland. And the bench finally showed up. It was a little bit of Karis LeVert. Came up big in the points section. Tristan Thompson plays some 50-50 minutes. I'm not sold on him. We'll get into that later. But Max Strus, his 3-ball wasn't hitting, so he took what the defense was kind of giving him underneath. Complete game from top to bottom. Garland finally arrived.
George's lagging out, but like he said, Max Strus, the 3-ball didn't go down. He hit a couple threes, or he hit 2 threes later in that game, and really helped extend the lead, keep the lead. The excitement is just at an all-time high right here. Guys, let me paint this picture for you. The Cavs steal a game in Boston. Boston, obviously is a fantastic team. We've had, that after game 1, I thought it was going to be a really difficult battle. And then to come out game 2, and we're absolutely fighting our asses off against Boston in the first round. Some shots weren't falling. Some things weren't going our way. Some calls weren't going our way. But the Cavs continue to battle. Again, like we mentioned, go into halftime tied, and then come out after the half. We win the third quarter, 36-24. Shot the ball great in that quarter, Jordan. Absolutely shot the ball fantastic. Jordan, what's your vibe right now? Because that splitting with Boston in Boston is such a massive accomplishment. I mean, we haven't won a playoff road game in this time. We couldn't beat Orlando at Orlando. We come in and we kick Boston's ass in the second half. I mean, how are you feeling? I know you got cut off there a little bit, but like you said, Max Strus hits 2 big threes. He didn't have it going from 3, so he got to the cup. That was beautiful. Everybody rebounded their ass off from the guards. Mobley finished with 10, but Garland had 7 rebounds. Mitchell had 7 rebounds. Strus had 7 rebounds. I think, low-key, Donovan Mitchell played one of his best games because I'm super excited, but he set up in the first half. He let everybody else get going. He made sure everybody else was getting going, and the game never got away from us during that time, and that's what I thought was perfect. The game never truly got out of control where Donnie had to turn it on in the first half. And I think that helped keep his legs fresh in that second half, where he went for he had at least 20 – I would say he had at least 20 points in the second half, 19 maybe. But he also had the 8 assists. He had the 7 rebounds. He did it all tonight. Scoring, he didn't have to get 50 because everybody else was ready to go and they were playing with him tonight. And that's what we talked about last week. We had to have everybody to beat Boston, and that's what we got tonight. We finally got everybody going in the same direction, and we put out that short earlier. I said, if we were going to steal a game, it had to be tonight. Tonight was that game 2. We come off that ass whooping against the Celtics in game 1. maybe there's a little bit of a lull there, and we came out and we took it from them in the second half. Damn it, Jordan. We're in Cleveland for 2 games now. We could split in Cleveland to 2-2 going back to Boston, and that would feel excellent because this team, this Boston team is damn good. And, so give me your thoughts. Give me your emotions. What'd you think of the first half and leading into the second half? And let's talk it out because, damn it, man, I am excited as hell. Let's fucking go.
The first half had me nervous. When we came out slow in the first quarter, we had that 7-point deficit like right off the bat. Kind of gave me a little bit of PTSD of game one. I didn't see a lot of energy, didn't see a lot of movement. Offense looked stagnant, but they just hit the switch. Evan Mobley was the absolute force behind that. Karis LeVert was absolute. Oh yeah. Karis LeVert was the absolute force on coming off the bench and creating plays, creating screens. He played a little bit of hero ball, which I'm not a total fan of, but he made the shots. He made the shots that he needed to make. A couple times he could have passed it off, but that's the good, the bad, the ugly that you get with Karis LeVert. But when he's on, brother, he's on. And all of our fans watching at home, this is why we signed him. This is why we kept him. We didn't use him as a trading chip for moments like these. So I'm happy that he's still on the team. But just the overall energy. Isaac Okoro came off with some, awesome shots. They were giving him space in the paint. The Celtics were giving up some space, and it was the Cavaliers bench finally clicked, finally started eating it up. Isaac Okoro started it. We touched on Strus. Strus finally, admitted defeat and took what they were giving him. Evan Mobley started turning it on, becoming an absolute monster in and around the paint. It was just beautiful to see. Morris gave us a few good minutes off the bench. He hit a couple shots, when necessary, and it just all fell together. When Garland really arrived at the game in the third quarter, 9 straight points from him. That's exactly what the Cavs need. That's the energy they have to match. The Celtics can score at any given time. So the fact that we kept scoring consistently, rebounding consistently, and winning some defensive series and actually making the Celtics force up a couple shots that didn't look great there at the end of the third quarter, that was the avalanche that finally fell, and the Cavaliers took advantage. So my hats off.
I'm glad you said that because that third quarter defense, I had bitched about it all first half. I thought we're a step slow on our rotations. Sometimes we'd have 2 guys run to the corner instead of one and then the next pass. And then in that third quarter, I felt like we were hitting on the rotations better than we had against Orlando too. I thought our third quarter rotations were spot on. And then Donnie hits the big 3 to close out the third quarter, and you're like, whew. And then you're like, let's reset. We had the fourth quarter to play, and the guys came out and they continued it. Donnie, like I said, I feel like he had some fresher legs because he trusted everybody else and made those passes. And then he took us home in the fourth. Garland, it may not pop off the page. He had 14 points tonight, 4 assists. The 7 rebounds is where I really thought that's impressive for a guard his size. I thought his defense got a lot better in the second half. I felt like he wanted it more in the second half on the defensive end also. He hit a couple big threes, 4 of 5 from 3. Anytime he could shoot that well, the Cavs are going to be hard to beat. And then I know we were kind of in the middle on Tristan Thompson. I like the fact that he comes in and he's willing to battle. Like he'll tip balls, he'll get offensive rebounds. He only had the one off. He had 3 total rebounds, 2 assists though. And in 10 minutes, that's 2 buckets that we really, really needed. Shout out to Jenna. Go Cavs. Hell of a game.
What's going on, Jenna?
Hell of a game. Thank you for coming in. But we got some productive minutes from the bench. Like you said, LeVert, 9 of 17 tonight for 21 points. The 3-point shot wasn't going, but he was getting to the cup. He was finishing at the rim. He got to the free throw line for 4 attempts. He had 6 rebounds himself. We held Tatum down pretty well. He had 11 free throw attempts. He made 9 of them. He ended with 25. But I never felt like Jason Tatum took over the game. I felt more worried about Brown and White getting hot than I did Tatum. Yeah. How did you feel about Boston's offense? Because after the first half, I thought, like I told you, we were on point with our rotations. We were clicking a lot better. Tell me what you thought about Boston's offense and who were you worried about? Because I always right now, for whatever reason, Tatum's not my first worry. It's Brown and it's White.
I was 100% worried about White after that out-of-body experience.
He was so
that
damn good the first game.
The first game, every basketball player, no matter on what level, will have a game like that in their life. And unfortunately for us, it was game 1 against the Cavs. So I was still worried about it, though. I didn't know, if he was going to heat check himself, and he kind of came out hot there, but he got in early foul trouble. So he had 3 fouls early. We were able to kind of get him off the floor, and it opened even more spacing up for the Cavs. I was worried about Brown. Brown was kind of attacking the rim there for
killed us in game 1. Killed us in game 1.
Oh yeah, but tonight he was just kind of chucking everything at the rim and going hard, and the whistle was going his way. So I think with the way he was kind of attacked, because some of his shots that he put up, they didn't look accurate. As much as you can contort and go into the rim and kind of go different directions, some of them rolled in, but he was just kind of looking for contact there at the end, and the refs were giving him it, and it was kind of hurting us on the line. But I didn't feel as a threat because he wasn't nailing the 3 ball that we were used to.
Yeah,
and he wasn't creating his own.
They shot terribly from 3. Luckily, Jordan, they shot
that
23% from 3 is really low for them, but we won the game by 24. So, I mean, if they shoot a little bit better, I feel like we're still in a decent spot with them. We just can't have those extended runs that they went on in the first game. Brown. Strus, Strus did a good job on him tonight, a much better job than game 1. And Mobley definitely helped, with his verticality and his shot blocking. Jordan, do you want to talk about Mobley now? Because let me ask you a question. As a guy who we get to watch a decent amount of games, I have to illegally stream them because of the bullshit with Bally. We all know how that goes. But this was Evan Mobley's best game, right? This was the one. This is the one that you're always thinking in the back of your head. That's who Evan Mobley is, but we never get to see all of it together. Tonight was all of it together. On offense, he ended up with the 21. He had 2 blocks. He had a steal, 5 assists. He had 10 rebounds. He knocked down a 3. He changed shots at the rim all night. Was this his best game, in your opinion?
This was absolutely his best game. And I'm glad you brought up the assist because some of his passes were absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. And it was even creating more space for himself. So he was going into the rim and just passing it out to the outside shooter. That was really nice to see, really playing on a high IQ level when it comes to knowing where his teammates were tonight. But absolutely, just together, and even saw the isolation. Even the ball that kind of drizzled in, the footwork on that. He went between the legs, shifted his body, made sure he was on his pivot foot, and absolutely stunned Brown. So that is the Evan Mobley we've been pounding the table to see offensively. We always know what he can do defensively. He can block at any given moment. He can create just kind of amazing defensive plays. But the offense is where we're always like, where is it? When is it going to happen? And like you said, hitting the 3 kind of opened up some of the Celtics' eyes. Isolation underneath against Brown. Right. And even against White, he ate him up all night long, and he made him pay. And even some of his points, it was really nice to see because you don't see big men get down the court that well. 2 of his baskets were right in open transition. A lob straight down the court, and it was just all IQ and awareness. So he came out and he absolutely wanted it tonight, and it changed the level of play for the whole team. And the Celtics had to defend us differently as well.
So I saw a couple of people talk about how great he was tonight, and obviously we're totally when Evan Mobley's playing that brand of basketball. Jordan, we're probably not the best team in the East, but we're one of the better teams in the East. I mean, if you could add him like that every single night with Mitchell and Garland, we could compete. We could compete with about anybody.
Yeah, and you add Allen in the mix, and you know what Allen brings.
You know what? There might be a problem though, Jordan, is he might not be able to do that with Allen, and we might have to make a hard decision this offseason. I know, but just the space is so much easier with Allen for Mobley to work. But why can't we have that from him every night? What do you think it is? What do you think it is about him that we can't have that Evan Mobley every night? Because like I said, if we had that guy every night, you'd be hard pressed to tell me that we're not one of the best 5-6 teams in the league competing for at least a finals appearance. If he could be that guy every night, and I don't think he can because we've never seen it happen, but what do you think's holding him back from being that guy? Because that fucking guy can ball.
I think some of it was development. You look when we got him, we had several 7-footers. Kevin Love was still on the roster. We had his name slipped on my mind, but we had the 7-footer that could shoot threes that we traded in the Donovan Mitchell trade.
Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, we had Markkanen. We even had he plays for the Bulls now. He averaged like a double every game, but some of it were we had Drummond on the roster at one point. Yeah. So if you really look at when we got him, we had so many big men that it was an awkwardly built team. I think that stunned some of his development in the pros. There wasn't a lot of space when he came on the team. Like I said, we almost had four or five guys that were almost 7 feet or taller, and I'm sorry, 6'10" or taller.
Yeah.
And
I get what you're saying. I understand
that can definitely slow your development because Kevin Love was always kind of playing that center / outside wing guy. Drummond was kind of selfish in there. Then we got Allen, and then we got Mobley. So it was just kind of like one thing after another. And I think some of his playing time was really stunned, and that he was used primarily on defense. They didn't really look to him as an offensive weapon. So I think now, like you said, every big man is down for us. Evan Mobley is the man. So now we kind of maybe we see it take off like a rocket ship, and I really do. I think you'll see kind of a continuation of that on Saturday.
I really hope so because man, if he could be that guy, we could maybe beat Boston. Let's not forget though that they are missing a good player in their own right, in Kristaps Porzingis.
And we're missing Allen, or we're missing Dean Wade as an awesome role player off the bench, and maybe we get one of them back. Maybe not Allen. I think Dean Wade off the bench in limited minutes would be awesome.
Help. Well, Jordan, I mean, I don't want to get too far out in front of my skis, but I do think our best case scenario is we split in Cleveland with these guys and we go back to Boston for game 5, 2-2, and you give yourself a puncher's chance. Now, if Kristaps comes back and some of that kind of stuff changes, you never know. That we take one on the chin. But if we could stretch out this series, you cannot tell me that we pay Donovan Mitchell the bag and he doesn't stay. If we stretch out this series 6 or 7 games with Boston, we're this close. We're a piece away from being right there. I know the excitement of game 2 is getting to you, but getting to me too. But I feel like we're getting closer. If we really felt it tonight, they beat us by 25 game 1. We beat them by 24 tonight. We're right there with these guys. I know we're both missing a key piece. We're both missing a star. Game 3, man, Saturday, big time, big time.
Biggest game for Cleveland is 2016. It's got to be, right?
Well, we played in the finals after that, but I know what you mean. It's the biggest game we've played without LeBron James on the roster in our franchise's history. Probably, maybe the Michael Jordan game in 92 or 93 when he hit the shot. That was a big ass game, but this is a massive game in the modern generation without LeBron James involved, and I think the fans are gonna show up on Saturday. It is going to be ruckus there. Oh, Man,
Hey,
what an adrenaline rush.
a little sidebar. Was it nice to see Boston fans leaving at the 5-minute marker?
Dude, how about these You know what? I got something for that. Jordan. How do I move us? Let me move us out of the way. Nope. Nope.
We're almost there.
It doesn't matter. Fuck Boston. Fuck Boston. Dr. Buss said it best. Fuck Boston. They couldn't wait to get out of there. You didn't see Cavs fans have a max exodus like that when Orlando was kicking our ass.
No, you didn't.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Hey, if I'm paying playoff ticket price, I'm staying till the guy wipes the sweat off the floor.
Right? Hey, maybe people live differently in Boston, but playoff tickets,
maybe.
My ass is at the game till the game's over. But that felt good. That felt good sending Boston fans home early from the game. A lot of excitement. You know, the X's and the O's. We have, it's tough. We talked rotations. We talked some of that stuff.
Hey, George Niang can't play anymore.
That motherfucker stays on the bench. He came. Okay, so we were up 9 when he came in, pretty much.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mitchell went to the bench, so that does play a part in it. But motherfucker, he couldn't rebound. Drew Holiday was taking him in the post and scoring on him in the post. He can't defend. I don't know what's got to change with him, but he's lost.
My point is, we have the ability to win the half, not tie, win the half, and he holds the ball to the buzzer. Like, chuck it up, throw it to somebody. I know there was some defense involved in this decision, but dear God, anything's better than with your back towards the rim. It's 5 seconds. Anybody at the park will throw it up. Like, just throw it up. See what happens. You
got to throw it up. If you get lucky, look at Mitchell at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah,
Jason Tatum was in his shit, and he still got an attempt off and drilled it. I mean, he could have said, "Damn, good defense. Let's wait till the fourth quarter." But no, fuck, he got the shot up and he hit it. I mean, this is where we need Dean Wade, right there, there. Those minutes for Niang. I know we signed Niang to the big contract, and I know there's somewhere in Niang is a solid basketball player, but we're not getting it, and we're in a dogfight now with the Celtics. We can't be playing Niang 14 minutes in a dogfight.
He's just not producing, and I'm not hating on the athlete. It's just it's not his rotation.
We want to win. We got to win.
There's something upstairs, and all athletes get it, and he's getting it at the worst time in his career. It's a block. It's not working. He's not shooting through it either.
He can't. He can't hit anything. I don't think Dean Wade's going to be back. If he was possibly back, I assume he would have been back to start the series.
They got him listed back as a 12th on the last roster update that I did see. So that's promising. I know he didn't. I thought he didn't travel with the team.
He did. He was at the game.
He did. He was at the game.
Yeah, I saw. He was on the bench. If Cleveland could get back Allen and Wade for Game 3, ooh.
I think even Wade and Craig Porter Jr.
I'd almost rather have Wade back and Porter Jr. to maybe give Garland a spell and Mitchell a spell at point guard. But I'm worried because I don't want Drew Holiday and Derek White all over a rookie guard. Those guys are damn good defenders. I mean, look at that possession with LeVert. Derek White had him in handcuffs.
That was kind of the hero ball for our fans tuning in. That's what I was kind of heavily referencing. He should have passed it off. I get it. Once you put that much effort in, but
it's okay. We won. But hey, so we were tied at 54 in the half. We win the third quarter by 12. Shout out Donovan Mitchell for that big 3. Win the fourth quarter by 12. Win the game by 24. We're going back to Cleveland. Let's try to be non-biased. Do you think Boston is worried at all? They've got to be a little bit worried about us.
I think because they did play a game similar against Miami.
They did, but we didn't make 23 fucking threes to beat them though.
No, we didn't.
We only made 13.
And we have a much more talented roster that with Miami's injuries during that game.
Yeah.
We have a more talented roster. I'm not taking anything away from Miami. They did have some It does have some bang ups.
Yeah, I mean they lost
But
Jimmy Butler, so
yeah. But I do think Boston, they have to think about it. I mean, it's logical. They have to look at what Cleveland did differently. You know, I was really happy, and I keep harping on it that we didn't try to play Celtic ball. We didn't try to shoot 50 fucking threes and trade, shot for shot, left hook for left hook. No, we were given they would knock us in the face, and we'd come back with a couple rabbit punches. Would
yeah.
really, really a boxer's art. We were just chopping down the giant until we got to it, and taking like I said, inside the space and in the paint, making the effort plays, running down the court for the free shots.
Yeah.
When Boston wasn't coming in transition, that's how you win games against a team as elite as Boston. Right. Every mistake they make, you make them pay. Right at the end of the third quarter, Isaac Okoro gets on the free throw line because Brown makes those mistakes. Halftime. I apologize.
No, but I know exactly what play you're talking about because Brown fumbles it into his chest and fouls him. But
and making 1 or 2 was kind of, our free throw shooting's got to be more on point. But just getting to the line and getting in their head, capitalizing on their mistakes, that was the difference in a game, in my opinion. Game 1, we didn't capitalize shit. We would go on little runs. We had small leads, and then we just depleted it. We tried to play Boston ball, and it was good to see Cleveland do what Cleveland does best, and that's points in the paint. That's guys making hustle plays. That's guys underneath making offensive rebounds. Good assist play from the bench, and that's why we're the number 2 seed in the league for a while before we went on our losing streak. It was good to see Cleveland get back to Cleveland ball. It's something we haven't seen in 2 months. So I think the Celtics have to be worried. To get back to your question for our fans, yeah, I think the Celtics absolutely got to be worried. They got to make adjustments, and they got to see how Cleveland's going to come out in Game 3, and we'll see. I mean, it's a boxer's fight right now, and that's the best way I can put it. And Cleveland has a chance if they keep chopping and keep giving what the Celtics give them. They might damn well win the series. So,
one more stat, and then we'll wrap up our Cavs talk. Out rebounded them 44-31 tonight. That was huge, absolutely huge.
Like you hit on, that's our guards played their asses off all the way through the roster.
Battled on the boards, battled. It's got to continue though. It can't just be tonight. It's got to be game 3, 4, 5, however far it goes. It's got to be every night. Impressive performance. I like the boxer analogy because in the third quarter, it felt like we finally started landing some combinations on them, that kind of thing, to keep that boxing going. Jordan, hell of a game. I can't wait till Saturday. Maybe we jump on Saturday night for maybe a quick review, depending, how the game goes, that kind of thing. Hell of a night. Let's just touch, because it's been a high point tonight, and I don't want to bring everybody down too far. Reds are struggling, buddy. The Reds are struggling in a bad way. The losing streak has reached eight games. What rally cap?
Rally cap. Something's got to break, right? I mean, Jesus. I was happy to see us score some runs tonight. I mean, I know it was a losing effort, but that was the most runs we scored in the last 2 games. So,
I mean, Steer hits the big single to score 2, and
Candelario hits a homer,
and then in the 8th, Cruz walks the 8th and 9th hitter to put runners on the pond. Just this team, there's just nothing going right for this team, man.
And can we touch on David Bell's body language at the end of the fucking game?
His quotes suck.
My players were doing great. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you
where's the honesty with these professionals?
You're in an 8-game skid against talented teams that you'll see in the postseason. Why?
Get in somebody's ass and say something.
You know what? Throw a chair. I'd have more respect if he came out and threw his chair and then walked off.
At least slam the table. At least slam your fist down on the table and be pissed off.
No, I want Brad Pitt and Moneyball. I want the fucking table. going through.
He'll never smash. He'll never do that. But
I want to see the vending machine smashed, man. Something's got to give.
Nick Kroll has got to go. He has not done enough to help this team improve. He cannot be the GM going further. David Bell, it's probably time. It's probably time to move on. It's probably time.
He's lost the locker room. If you're giving press conferences like that this early in the season, my boys are doing fine. No, your grown ass men are not doing fine. I love the Reds. I've been a Reds fan forever. This is the lowest point I've ever seen a talented team, because we have talent on the roster. So something's not clicking. And eventually you got to point the compass. You got to point the compass to the coaching staff, because if you can't get in there and motivate, grown athletes, and that's got to be one of the hardest jobs in the world. You're motivating a bunch of millionaires they're already paid. So you got to bring in somebody that can squeeze the juice out of them. I don't know who that is off the top of my head yet. It's too early to tell, but there's no control in the locker room. You're seeing the body language, the mistakes, the players don't look heated. I mean, you should be throwing your bat. You should be, you look at championship teams, they're slamming their helmets down in the fucking dugout. You're just not seeing that from this squad. And it starts at the top. Attitude reflects leadership. One of the greatest sports quotes of all time. And right now, our leadership, we're doing fine. 8-game skid. No, that's going to be the attitude echoed throughout the players. It has to stop.
Incredible quote. We're playing hard. Everybody's doing their job well. No, fuck they aren't, man. No, they are not. This is terrible. He's got to go. Him and Kroll, they have to be out together. It's got to be a package deal. They have to both be gone at the same time. We just don't have a lot of positives to say about this team right now. It sucks. It sucks because, that's the team we both root for. We've got the Guardians up north in Cleveland playing good ball. But fuck,
shout out to them.
We're Reds fans, unfortunately. So, yeah, Jordan, let's wind it down. Well, we don't need to dwell on the Reds. Hopefully they can get it turned around. And we'll talk about them again on Monday. Hopefully it's a better story. But we're coming into the hardest part of the schedule, unfortunately, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get much better. Any news and notes you want to talk about, man? Because I'm just amped from the Cavs game. No, I think we've really hammered it tonight. We'll be back on Monday and maybe get a little more into other things. But damn, I feel good.
I think to our fans, tune in Monday. I'll have some more graphics together from some local notes and the continuing reshuffling of high school divisions. Yep. But tonight was more about the Cavs finish and the Red struggles. But and that's where we're at. We're at NBA primetime playoffs right now. It's the semifinals for the Eastern Conference, and this is where we're going to spend some of our time. But to any of you guys tuning in, we appreciate it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. We got 89 people in here right now, and we appreciate every single one of you, and we just went up to 90. Every single one of you. Thank you for watching the show. Any amount of viewership means a lot to me and Jordan. But Jordan, I wish we had a WNBA team in Ohio because it starts next week. I know people don't give a shit about the WNBA, but it would be fun to have a team. It seems like the WNBA is in a little bit of a boom, and it would be fun to have a team back in Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, wherever. But dude, hell of a game tonight from the Cavs. Super excited to get on with you, man, and chop it up and get into the game. Hey, Saturday, another fist fight. And we got to show up with maybe have brass knuckles tucked in the waistband because it's gonna take a big punch to knock these guys back down again.
Okay. They just got to be patient, and tonight was about patience, and it really was taking what the Celtics gave them, and they never looked back. And like you said, once we did get hot, our two superstars took over in the third quarter. Donnie took over. Garland started hitting shots. And it was just infectious from there. And I think that has to be the game-winning formula. Rebounding and just taking what they give them, be patient, play Cleveland basketball. It's going to work out.
All right, guys. Well, that's been Ohio Sports Talk. I am Doug. That is Jordan Maxson. We will see you on Monday night, potentially Saturday night if the Cavs play their cards right. Let's hope for a great game. And Jordan, can't wait to talk to you again on Monday night, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Till next time. See ya.